and more lately, people are starting to understand what it means to be privileged, to have advantages in life that others don't. My next guest had an aha moment about how lucky she is and immediately took action to help moms and kids in underserved communities get the resources they need to thrive. That's why she is today's rad human. So I'm very excited to meet the creator of Beverly's Birthdays in Pittsburgh, Megs Yunn. Hey, what's up? Are you there?
Hello!
Hello! Oh my God. First of all, I think that, we're highlighting you as our rad human, but you are just an exceptional being because a lot of us see a problem and we don't take action, and you did. So thank you for that, first and foremost.
They say a life without cause is a life without effect.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Put that on a pillow. Stitch that on. That's amazing. I'm totally stealing that. So Megs, this started as a way to give kids cool birthdays, right? But it's really grown to more than that because you were noticing that kids didn't have even a birthday party. But from that, it's kind of grown into something bigger. So how did you come up with all of this?
Rewind 9 years ago, I was working at a local college, and my role was to connect college kids to service needs in the community. And I was doing a site visit one afternoon, and I sat down next to this little girl, Beverly. She was 11. Beverly had a rough home life, and I just started having a conversation with her, and she had to use the word accustomed in a sentence. Didn't understand what that meant. So I said, Beverly, at birthday parties, people are accustomed to eating what? She looked at me, she said, Miss Megs, I've never had a birthday party. I've never even had my own slice of birthday cake. And that moment truly has changed the trajectory of my life. Truly, the emotion I had the most was I was mad at myself for never realizing that there might be children out there having a happy birthday.
You thought that something so obvious.
Yeah, it was just so obvious, but it wasn't. So I went home that night and I told my husband I would gladly give up all 26 birthdays that I've ever had if there are more Beverlys out there. I'm going to do something about this. And a few months went by, I stumbled upon a contest that Scholastic Books was putting on called Be Big in Your Community. Anyone could submit an idea to make their community better. So I thought, all right, Beverly's birthdays. And Beverly herself wasn't homeless, but I knew I wanted to work with a population in need. Mm-hmm. So I submitted my idea, found out of 1,000 entries in the nation, I won.
Wow.
And in January of 2012, that $2,500 prize was the seed money to start Beverly's Birthdays. And after our first party, I was in love. I turned to my husband and I said, I'm meant to do this. And so I quit my job.
Oh my gosh, it moved you.
And, fast forward 8 years later, we're a $1.4 million organization. We have 6 programs. We have 8 members on staff, and we recognize 31,000 birthdays annually, which is so much birthday cheer.
Wow, that is. And also just a shout out to Scholastics. I always say that wrong. My mother's a teacher, so we always had those all around our house. That's a really cool thing that they did that.
Yeah, they did that contest years ago with Clifford, the big red dog.
Yes, Clifford, the big red dog. I know. My mom was an elementary school teacher, so all that stuff was always in our house. But so tell me about these birthday parties. Like what happens?
Yeah, so we work with 93 social service agencies in and around Pittsburgh. So shelters, group homes, family centers. Mm-hmm. And we come in and we celebrate the kiddos, whether it's the June birthdays or it's the summer birthdays. So actually right now, my team is doing a mermaid pirate themed celebration.
Oh my God, my kids would lose it.
We're socially distanced curbside party, and we recognize the birthdays. It's true glittery birthday chaos, sugar filled with treats and food. And our friends at Moe's Southwest Grill actually donate taco bars for every party, which is incredible. Yeah, they're awesome. Our Pittsburgh locations, they're incredible. And it truly is a birthday celebration, and it's joy-filled. I am honored to celebrate these families during times that are hard for them. If you're in a shelter, you're going through some stuff. And so we come in and we get to spread some cheer. And if we can't do a birthday party with you, we actually put together a birthday in a bag. So cake mix and frosting and the paper plates. We work with a lot of food banks in that capacity. And we give out birthday gift packages, we call them birthday cheer bins, to over 6,000 children annually. We have a whole school-based program. We have a mobile fashion truck that comes to our birthday parties, so kiddos get brand new birthday outfits. Just especially on the day that was meant to celebrate you and your worth and your life here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's make it as a giant exclamation point of like, you matter. Like, that's why we exist.
Yeah, because there's so many days in the year that we feel like we don't, especially if you're having a hard time, if your family's, struggling. So how have you adapted during the pandemic?
So, March hits and we knew kind of instantly that our birthday parties were going to be on hold. But the first thing that we did was we reached out to our 80 plus agencies and said, hey guys, how can we help? And their response was all the same. Megs, focus on the babies, our littlest neighbors, our moms and dads, and helping their littlest ones. So we kind of rallied with donors, with individuals dropping off product, all kind of baby supplies. And I'm really proud to say we distributed over $120,000 worth of baby supplies in the last 12 weeks. And my team...
That is like the most amazing networking like I've ever heard of. I actually have someone who wants to join us right now. She says Megs has been there for her for the most pivotal moments in her life. Interestingly enough, her actual name is Beverly as well. So Beverly, are you there?
Hi, Kelly.
Oh my God. And Megs, oh, hi. Who's been in the background? Hi.
He's not supposed to be in here right now.
That's all right. I have kids too. They pop in and out. You're fine.
Is that Eddie?
That is Eddie. Miss Megs. That's Eddie. Say hi, Eddie. There's Miss Megs.
Well, Beverly, tell us how you met Megs.
I met Miss Megs. I had hit some hard times about 10 years ago, and I was staying in a shelter. And it was a very brief period of time. But Miss Megs came in, and she wanted to know what kind of programs moms like myself would like to see in our community. And here I'm thinking like, oh, it's just somebody else coming in to be nebby and trying to see, act like they were going to help our community.
Yeah, that happens a lot, unfortunately.
It does. And Miss Megs, she was so, like the first time I ever met her, she was just so bubbly and so nice. So kind. My Eddie just said so kind.
Aww.
That's coming from a 7-year-old. And she was just like, we're here for you all. She said, the next time you see me, we're going to be throwing birthday parties for all of these babies. And I ended up getting inspired by Miss Megs, was working and going to school, and actually ended up leaving the shelter. And so it was some time before I seen her again, unfortunately. But the next time I did, it was well worth the wait.
So when did you see her next? How did you run into each other again?
I was involved in the East Allegheny Family Center. And it's like an area in our community where parents can come and sit and talk to other parents about anything. They have like an employment center. And one of the workers there, they were like, Beverly's birthday's offered to come in and throw some parties for our kids. And I'm like, Beverly's birthdays? They're like, do you know anything about that? And I'm like, heck yeah, I know Beverly's birthdays. I'm like, I know Miss Megs. I said, I know her personally.
Wow.
And everyone was so excited. They're like, well, tell us about her. And I'm like, you guys would love her. When she comes in, every child is going to get a gift. Every child is going to feel like they're loved. And honestly, it might sound corny, Kelly, but Beverly's birthdays is so much more than a birthday. Every time she comes to East Allegheny Family Center, we love having her. We love when she comes.
So Beverly, not long ago, Megs also happened to help your niece.
Yes, she did. She went to the group home, and my niece was able to get clothes and gifts. And she was like, Bev, I see why you love her so much. And she said, I was like, well, of course, like, your aunt, I don't play, about my babies. But
Yeah.
I mean, just for Miss Megs to go and do that. And then I seen it on Facebook. It was the mobile boutique. And I'm like, yes! Like, but it's so funny because when Miss Megs sets a goal, nothing, and I mean nothing, is gonna stop her. It's beyond her. She loves these kids as if they were her own.
I mean, Megs, it's a testament just to see what you do on paper, but then to hear Beverly talk about you in person is Incredible. It's incredible how many people you've touched while, by the way, raising 4 children of your own. And running a business. So that's a lot on your plate. And you know what? We love you here so much at the show. You do so much for others that we wanted to do something for you and Beverly's birthdays. So that's why we reached out to our friends at Duncan Hines, and they believe everyone deserves to be celebrated, especially on their birthday. You need it sometime when you feel special, especially when, you know, hope can kind of feel lost and a lot of times, especially when people are struggling. So Duncan Hines, they're donating $5,000 to Beverly's birthdays to help.
My goodness. Oh,
yes.
Miss
Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Subscribe to my channel. Please don't make me keep going.